Goal 4 of the Stevens Point Eco-Municipality Action Plan states that it is to provide parks, recreational facilities, open space, streetscapes, and waterways for the benefit, enjoyment of health, and well-being of Stevens Point residents. Specifically, Objective 4.1 says that it will maintain, increase the proportion of park acreage population as the community land population expands. Action 1 states that it will identify opportunities to create new parks or open spaces for broad public uses. Currently in Stevens Point, there are 19 developed public parks, which total over 300 acres. There are also over 190 acres of undeveloped parklands and over 2,000 acres of private or institutional lands that are available for public uses. These developed parks serve many uses. They have many ball diamonds, other play fields, there are mini playgrounds, there are tennis courts, there's shelters, there's picnic areas, there's beaches, there's ice skating rinks, there's a few disc golf courses, volleyball courts, and many other uses. There's also a 30-mile trail called the Green Circle Trail, which goes all the way around Point and goes through many of these parks and other private areas. So as you can see, that Stevens Point offers a large diversity in parks, and there's also lots of room for the parks to expand, which leads us back to Objective 4.1, which is to maintain or increase the proportion of park acreage population as the community expands. Specifically Action 1, which was to identify opportunities to create new parks or open spaces for broad public uses. There's an area in Stevens Point known as the Stevens Point Wellfield Lands, which is almost 300 acres. The Stevens Point Wellfield land is located along the Plover River and adjacent to the airport, and is undeveloped except for 5 municipal wells. The land surrounding the wells serves as buffers to protect the groundwater quality relative to the wells' cone of depressions and for possible future well locations. The Plover River also runs along here, and the Green Circle Trail runs through the well field and connects the airport to Iverson Park. One of the things that the Stevens Point Eco-Municipality plan and actions was to utilize the city's wellfield property for recreation purposes, and they wanted to explore new options for that. So I have a proposal for that area. My proposal is to place a 18-hole disc golf course in part of that area along the river. This would be a great spot for a course. The Green Circle Trail goes right through it, and it's right along the river. There's also 2 different access points from roads that are already in place. The Stevens Point Municipality Action Plan also says that there is a need for another disc golf course, so this goes right along with there, and this seems to be a large area of land that is capable of supplying enough land to a disc golf course, because they tend to require quite a bit of land. The City of Milwaukee recently added 2 disc golf courses in 2006, and the year after that they were home to a very large tournament, the 2007 World Am Disc Golf Tournament, which attracted several hundred people to the area, which was a slight boost to their economy. And I think that if Stevens Point added one more large, high-quality course, that it would be able to hold large tournaments like this and would attract many new people, and it would really put Stevens Point on the disc golf scene, and would really attract a lot more people to the area for tourism and other economic reasons. Alright, this is my first interview. Could you please tell me your name?
Christina Bear.
And where do you live?
At 1300 Portage Street in Stevens Point.
And your age?
21.
Alright, I'm going to be interviewing you on issues that deal with the Parks Department in Stevens Point. So first of all, what are the most common activities that you do at the parks in Stevens Point?
Oh, the most common would be disc golf, because I really like that. I also like to walk, bike. In the wintertime, I like to snowshoe and cross-country ski. And where there's a volleyball court, I like to play volleyball with friends, just throw around a frisbee. I like at Iverson, I go swimming. Yeah, I guess, I don't know. There's you can do anything at a park.
How would you rate the park selection at Stevens Point?
There's a lot. There's a lot. Yeah, I like them.
Yeah. All right, and so you said you really like disc golfing. How would you rate the courses in Stevens Point?
Mead is the one that's like right in town, and it's kind of lame. There's only 9 holes. But Yoga is a pretty sweet course. It's just a couple miles. It's in the town of Hull, but it's pretty much Stevens Point. And that's a pretty sweet course. And then there's one that's like 20 minutes away or so, down out past Plover, and it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, all right. And do you think they're pretty busy most of the time, or is it are they not very used, or how would you?
Oh no, well in the summer they get really busy, especially on the weekends and in the evenings. Like if you go in the morning, it's not so bad, but they definitely get busy. I don't know about Mead so much. I assume it does, but that one's the lame one, so I don't really go there.
Okay. Well, here's what I'm proposing. Are you familiar with the Stevens Point Wellhead area, protection area? It's a 300-acre lot by the Stevens Point Airport.
Yes, I am.
Okay. Well, that goes along the Plover River, and what I am suggesting is that they put an 18-hole course there. That would make it like a championship-style course, and it's going to be accessible from the Green Circle Trail and also be accessible by cars, and also might be accessible by people canoeing from Jordan Park to Iverson or past there. This area, as I said, is along the Plover River and is mostly forested with some open areas. The open areas would really allow the disc golf course to have longer holes, which is what Yelga and Standing Rocks are lacking. And by having a course with more distance, it would, and another course, it would put less pressure on the other courses and make them more available for other players and less crowded. But it would also put Stevens Point on the map, so that it would be able to hold larger PDGA events and tournaments, which would really boost the economy. Those tournaments are known to attract well over 300, 400 people for weekends. So what do you think about this plan?
I think that sounds like an awesome plan, especially because it will free up space in the other courses. That's my main thing. I'm not a professional disc golfer, so I don't know about the tournaments, but it'll be really cool to get Stevens Point, like you said, on the map in the disc golf world, and I think long holes in an open park will be a really good idea.
All right. Well, thank you for your time, Christina Barra. It was nice talking to you. Thank you for your input.
You're welcome.
All right. This is interview 2. Could you please state your name?
My name's Matt.
All right. Hello, Matt. I hear that you're pretty involved with disc golf and that you've been to quite a few tournaments and set up a number of tournaments as well.
That's correct.
All right. Well, what I'm proposing is a new disc golf course in the area just east and northeast of the airport in Stevens Point. Are you familiar with that area?
Yes.
All right. The Green Circle Trail runs through there, and it's also located right along the Plover River. It's about 300 acres, and I think another course could be used in Stevens Point. There's a big need for it, and there's not many areas other than that area that could accommodate the size of the disc golf course needs. And yeah, what do you think about a course in that area?
Well, I think your plan sounds great. I've participated in many tournaments, like you said, from small charity events to larger PDGA sponsored tournaments. Most of the larger tournaments require several 18-hole courses to challenge players' entire game, including distance and accuracy. So this sounds like a great location, especially because the Green Circle Trail runs through it, and it's located on the river. I've been involved and helped set up a few tournaments before, and the more courses that are available, the more players you can accommodate. So I've been to tournaments where hundreds of players have actually shown up, and I think that one more high-quality course to go along with Yoga and Standing Rocks would really help out the Stevens Point area, and make it a nice location to host large weekend tournaments, and even one sanctioned by the PGGA.
All right. Thank you for your time, Matt.
You're welcome.
All right. Later.